This is the Dallas Morning News. It's Thursday, May 8th, and it's looking like a nice weather day today. It will be mostly sunny with a high of 77, a few lingering clouds this evening, but mostly clear with a low of 59. Here are today's headlines. Texas school trustees would have to vote on requiring prayer time at campuses under a bill debated Wednesday. Public schools would have to provide a daily period for prayer and reading of religious texts outside of instruction time. Supporters of the measure told a House committee that the proposal is not about forcing religion onto students, but giving them space to seek spiritual guidance. If adopted, parents would have to sign a form to allow or forbid their children's participation. Signing the consent form would waive parents' rights to sue over the policy and release the school, the district, and employees from liability. But opponents of the measure say that having prayer time in school would prioritize Christianity over other religions and subject those who opt out to peer pressure and ridicule. The legislation is one of two Senate priorities that would further blur the separation of church and state. The Senate passed school prayer and Ten Commandments legislation in March. The proposal requiring classrooms to post displays of the Ten Commandments was voted out of committee last week, but is not yet scheduled for a House floor debate. In other news, a new leader is coming to the University of Texas at Dallas. Prabhas Mogi of Rutgers University. Mogi, whose background is in chemical and bioengineering, is currently the Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs and Chief Academic Officer at Rutgers. The UT System Board unanimously selected Mogi as the sole finalist for UTD's next president during a Wednesday meeting. The regents must wait at least 21 days after naming a finalist before officially hiring a university president. Once officially hired, he will take over the university that's emerged as a top research institution and one of the fastest-growing universities in the nation. At Rutgers, Mogi has managed the academic, research, and faculty support programs across 4 campuses and 29 academic units since 2020. Next up, Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said officials are not in a hurry to adjust interest rates, adding tariffs could lead to higher inflation and unemployment. Powell said Wednesday if the large increases in tariffs that have been announced are sustained, they're likely to generate a rise in inflation, a slowdown in economic growth, and an increase in unemployment. Officials voted unanimously to keep the benchmark federal funds rate in a range of 4.25% to 4.5%, where it has been since December. In a statement, policymakers said they are seeing a growing risk of both higher inflation and rising unemployment. President Donald Trump's trade policy has created uncertainty across the economy. While the levies are still being negotiated, economists widely expect the expansive tariffs to boost inflation and weigh on growth. That would pit policymakers' two goals, price stability and maximum employment, against one another. And actor Sam Elliott was spotted last week on the patio of Joe T. Garcia's, an iconic Mexican restaurant in Fort Worth known for its celebrity sightings. The legendary restaurant shared a photo of the 80-year-old actor on Instagram. Over the years, stars such as Michael Jackson, Tina Turner, and Elvis Presley have dined at Joe T's. Last week, Billy Bob Thornton revealed Elliott would be joining the Season 2 cast of Landman, Taylor Sheridan's Texas oil drama, on Paramount+. The show is based on Christian Wallace's Texas monthly podcast, Boomtown, which takes a look at the West Texas oil industry and how the Permian Basin oil boom shaped the region's culture and politics. The show is shot in Fort Worth. Its debut season featured locations like the Petroleum Club, Hotel Drover in the Stockyards, and Texas Christian University's track and field complex. Production on Season 2 started in early April. Thanks for listening. For more on today's stories and the latest breaking news, visit dallasnews.com. And for the latest on North Texas's food and restaurant scene, Check out Eat Drink DFW. A new episode just dropped. Just look for Eat Drink DFW wherever you get your podcasts. Enjoy your day, and I will be back tomorrow with more from the Dallas Morning News.